everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Don, this is Rockin' the Country. I've got a gift request from none other than Penny from Hedlund. Penny earned that nickname a couple of years ago. She's been very active on the channel over the years, so thank you for that, Penny. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And we're a pretty friendly group around here. But here's the dealio. The Goldens, a little piece of land. And here's what Penny said when she sent me the request. She said, I am suggesting this Oak Ridge Boys singer, William Lee Golden, who just lost his son July 1st. His son's name is Willie Rusty Golden and was 65 years old when he passed. Dad and sons had a group called the Goldens, so I'm dedicating this to them in honor of his passing and introduce them to the channel. So there we go. So thank you for the heart behind that, Penny. I don't know this song. I don't know the Goldens. I'm not going to rate this one because you did it specifically in honor of someone's passing, and I don't rate those. I just react to them. So the Goldens. I don't know what era this is or was or anything. You know the vocals are going to be good because it's the Oak Ridge Boys.
With every mile that passed me by, the memories seem to multiply. But not until I pulled into the drive did it really hit home. The front porch where I used to crawl, the sidewalk where I learned to walk, the yard I used to hate to cut now seems so small. Just a little piece of land where mama's loving daddy's hands built a world that seemed much bigger than just a little piece of land. Daddy had a hunting car, an old clunker that he used to park underneath the tree in the corner of the yard. It seems like yesterday, talking as he cleaned his gun. I can almost hear him saying, son, land is all a man can ever really count on. Just a little piece of land where mama's loving daddy's hands built a world that seemed much bigger than just a little piece of land. The whole town turned out today.
Oh.
They all had their respects to pay.
Yeah.
The sermon was simple and honest as the man who brought me in this world.
This is the hard part of this song because the roles flipped in this and he had to bury his son. And that just, nobody should have to endure that. It's hard enough burying a parent, but at least you know that's the natural process. You get your time on earth and then you get buried or cremated or whatever. And this was the reverse. Yeah.
And even though we laid him down in another little piece of ground, this is where his memory will always be found. Just a little piece of land where mama's loving daddy's hands built a world that seemed much bigger than just a little piece of land.
As a kid, that's just
loving daddy's hands built a world that seemed
Yeah. As a kid, your yard is your world, even though you'll venture off it and then you go to grade school, maybe you walk to school and then middle school and high school, driver's license and all that. But when you're growing up, that's your world. That's why we call it home. It's a house, and if there's love in the house, it's a home. And yeah, the sidewalk where he learned to walk, that was so cute because you just picture a little kid walking. And then the yard that he hated to mow, I can relate to that. And because it looks so big. And then, it's funny because you go back. I remember when I was at Rutgers, I substitute taught while I was in college and even after for a bit. And I went back to the school district that I grew up, that I went to school in, and I substitute taught. And when I went back to the grammar school, Knollwood School, it was called. I went back to Knollwood School, and my gosh, the hallways look so small. And then I subbed in the middle school, and it was bigger, obviously, but still smaller than I remembered it. But I preferred the high school because I could relate to the high school students better, and I knew how to control them. All that said, this is one of these things where you look at your yard, or you look at the tree that there's a peach tree on your yard, and you look at it, and when you're younger, it was so big, and then you go back later, and it's smaller. But here, in the song, the father died, and they buried him, and a lot of people came out to pay their respects, which is a beautiful thing. And yeah, but the poignancy of the moment for me, Penny, listening to this song is the same as you and many people listening to the song, is that the roles were reversed in this part of the song, and where the father buries his son. And that's a testament in part to how long we live now. Some people live into their 90s, and then if their kids are, in their mid 60s or whatever, the more things can go wrong. The longer we live, the more new types of circumstances we face, like dementia, for instance. Prior to antibiotics, the average worldwide age, like in industrialized nations, I think, was something like 30. Some people lived to 50, but a lot of people died when they were 7 or 8 years old, or they'd get a tooth infection and they would die of it. Then antibiotics very quickly basically like doubled the worldwide age. So people were, average age went up to, high 50s or 60 years old, which means that's an average. Some people still die, say, at age 30 or in their single digits of whatever, but others live into their 90s. All of a sudden, dementia is a thing, memory issues, hearing loss, arthritis, things that people didn't deal with, mankind generally didn't deal with prior to antibiotics because we died so early, so young. Now we deal with burying children more often. So I don't know, maybe statistics don't bear that out. Maybe the percentages of who buries whom, but I don't think so. I think that it probably is increased, and it's just brutal. So, all right. Yeah, I'm going to leave that be. As I said, I'm not going to rate that song. I did notice the piano in this, and I don't know if you guys have picked up on the fact, I've commented quite a bit that whenever piano comes into a song early, unless it's like a Jerry Lee Lewis or like a Billy Joel, in country music, I've noticed that when piano comes in and is featured somewhat prominently, it's usually a sad song. Not always, but usually. And maybe I'm off. Maybe I prejudice myself because I adopted that thought early on and I didn't divest myself of it, and I did advocacy research or confirmation bias, whatever. But I did notice that was there. And another thing, he mentioned, seeing his father was talking while he was cleaning his gun and all that. And then, anyway, I'll leave it go at that. So, and that was in honor of William Rusty Golden. So there we have it. All right, guys, have a great day. I'll see you on another video and keep rocking the country.